Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your June 2020 horoscope for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I do recommend this for your rising sign, but you may feel as though you resonate with this if you are a Capricorn, Sun, or Moon as well. So starting off here in June, this is a very intense month that we are entering into here as we're starting off with these eclipses. We have a Mercury retrograde that is going on, and we have this Venus retrograde Cazimi that is happening here on June 3rd. So starting off on the 3rd, Venus is going to make a conjunction with the Sun, and so Venus will be burned out by the Sun. This is a blackout of Venus, so you will not be able to see Venus in the sky at this point. And this is a major burnout of all of these things that no longer serve you in your life. And so for those of you who have Capricorn rising, this is a Venus Cazimi happening in your 6th house. So this is a major time here of burning out these old habits and routines that no longer serve you in your life. So for those of you with Capricorn rising, making sure that you are looking at the habits and routines in your life and getting rid of the habits that do not serve you any longer. And there is a lot going on in your 6th house with all of this Gemini energy. And so for those of you who are looking at new jobs, looking at new routines, new health habits, eating better, exercise, all of these different routines and these different habits in your life, this is a big time where you can change these things majorly in your life, as there is a major focus here in this area, which is putting that South Node back in your 12th house. And so this is a major time of pulling out subconscious patterns and blocks and working on improving this in your life. So for those of you with Capricorn rising, taking a look at the things in your life that no longer serve you in your reality and releasing, letting go of these things in your life. Finding new and better habits for yourself, focusing on all of the little details on how you can readjust and improve yourself in your life. And so for many of you, you may have felt this very strongly with Venus being retrograde here in your 6th house, as well as the North Node being in your 6th house. Also, with Venus being retrograde here in your 6th house, it is a great time for new projects, for new job opportunities, for new areas of working and routine, feeling very creative, very inventive with this energy that you have here going on in your 6th house. So during this retrograde, you may have felt this desire to do something different, to do something new here in your life as far as jobs and routines. So this is a very important time here to take a look at your routines and habits and look at, are they serving you in your life or are they not? Now on the 5th here, we have a full moon penumbral lunar eclipse going on in Sagittarius. So this is a lunar eclipse, and it is the start of this eclipse season, as this is a very different eclipse season that we're coming into. We normally have 2 eclipses per season. This is going to be a 3-part eclipse season. So we have this lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. We have the solar eclipse here in Cancer. And then we're going to have another lunar eclipse in July that will be happening in Capricorn. So this is a 3-part eclipse that we're coming into. And as always, an eclipse season is a time of great change in your life, pulling you through extreme changes. And we're starting off here with this lunar eclipse, which is a release point. And so what is this area of your life that you need to release in order to move forward? And this is happening back in your 12th house, where we're looking at repressed feelings, subconscious blocks, these old karmic patterns and cycles, and all of these hidden aspects of who you are. And so a lot that is coming up here that is coming to the light in terms of these subconscious blocks and patterns that no longer serve you. And so big time to look at, once again, what are those blocks, what are those patterns that you need to release and let go of so that you can focus on better habits and routines here in your 6th house of Gemini, where the sun will be, starting to clear out those old patterns and cycles. So big time to come into this place of facing your challenges head on, doing the work, making the improvements, the adjustments, building new habits, breaking these old blocks. And this will come up very strongly here, especially with this Venus Cazimi that is happening here in your 6th house. So very strongly putting a spotlight on your habits and routines here at the beginning of June, which is leading us into this eclipse season where we're going to see a lot of changes as far as relationship, as far as working on yourself. So moving on ahead, we have Mercury retrograde, which is going to happen in Cancer in your 7th house. So this is a Mercury retrograde going on in your house of others, in your house of relationships. And so it is a big time to really review and go over your relationships, go over these connections with others and how you're dealing with other people, especially in your professional life and in your everyday public life. There is a lot here to look at in terms of, are these people beneficial to you and your goals and your life? Are there people that need to go? There's a lot of reviewing that needs to be done here, and especially in terms of agreements and making compromises and working out challenges. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in this area. So this Mercury retrograde will be a major review period of your relationships in your life. And that takes us to this new moon, which is also happening in your 7th house. And so a lot that is going on here in the 7th house. And this is a new moon solar eclipse. So this is the second part of this eclipse season here that is happening in Cancer in your 7th house. And so this is a big moment of entering into a new change that is entering into your relationship house. And so this can be a big moment of a new romantic relationship that you are entering into. This could also be a very big time of making new agreements, making new arrangements with business partners, finding new people coming into your life, making new agreements and contracts. There's a lot of business agreements and contracts that can come from this experience as well as we are going through this eclipse season. So new opportunities in terms of the people coming into your life, the people that you are interacting with, new news from other people that can come in, new business opportunities that can come in, new agreements, arrangements, contracts, anything that is dealing with other people as we have this solar eclipse. So new, sudden, unexpected moment that is coming in as far as other people. And again, this can be a very big time for relationships for many of you. But remember that with a solar eclipse, that this is a blackout of the sun. So this is an opportunity, a moment that is coming that you can't necessarily see. You're not seeing the outcome. This is something sudden that is coming in. So a new opportunity for you, Capricorn. Now, moving ahead, we have Neptune stationing retrograde on the 23rd. And remember that Neptune has been here in Pisces in your 3rd house for a very long time now, where this has been a time of wanting to communicate artistically about your talents. For some of you, also wanting to communicate about spirituality, about mysticism. So there's a lot of this imaginative, daydreamy energy of really wanting to express your creative ideas, expressing your spirituality. And this is something that you are normally doing anyway, right? This is Neptune and its home sign. And so this is a thing that you are typically doing, Capricorn, for those of you with Capricorn rising, you are typically talking about things that are very imaginative, very spiritual, very creative. But with Neptune here, it's increasing this. And during this Neptune retrograde, this is a big time to go over your ideas, to go over your creative visions, and to take the time to look and see what is realistic, what can you use to create and make your dreams a reality. And so there's a lot of talent and creativity that you can put to work here, and a lot here, Capricorn, in terms of business and what you can create, what you can do, especially with other people, with other connections, with other arrangements going on in your life. Here on the 25th, we have Venus stationing direct, and so this is finally ending this Venus retrograde that has been going on in your 6th house. And so again, with this Venus retrograde at the start of June with that Cazimi, there's a lot to be realized in terms of your creative talents, your visions, what you can create in your work life. And this is coming direct now, where you can start to apply these creative visions into your life fully as you are showing up. And the last major thing we have here in June is Mars entering into Aries on the 27th. This is happening in your 4th house of home and family, of connections, of your inner emotions and feelings, of your ancestral line, of this connection to comfort and what feels safe. And so there is a lot of energy and focus here on really connecting to your feelings and connecting to your family. Many of you may feel very passionate about this connection to home and family at this time. Especially as we are going through this pandemic, this can be a big time of really connecting to your loved ones. Really big time during this Mars and Aries. One thing that you do want to be careful of here is when you are communicating with your close ones, with your loved ones, and even with yourself internally in your own feelings, that you are not being too hard or too direct with your speech, as this is Mars and Aries. So this is creating this very aggressive, very passionate, bold, straightforward energy going on here in your house of home and family. So I also pulled some cards as well for your horoscope. I pulled from the Black Moon Astrology deck as well as the Connolly Tarot deck. And there's a lot going on here. The first thing we have here is Mercury. So coming off of this space that we just talked about with communication, that this is going to be a big month for you to communicate your ideas, your creative visions, your talents, to really put yourself to work with all of this creative talent and vision that you have at this time. And so a lot of great things that you can do here with your creativity, with your ideas, with your beliefs, really bringing this up to the forefront, connecting with others, putting your ideas out there, connecting to people who can put your ideas out there for some of you. And so a lot of communication, a lot of negotiation, a lot of agreements, a lot of connecting, and a lot of communication that is happening here for you, Capricorn, here in June. And so it really is a big time to trust in your thoughts, to trust in your ideas, your creative visions, everything that is coming to you in your mind. It is time to use this information to put it to work in your life, to create something that brings you in a source of income for some of you, or just to do something that is a hobby or that brings you joy in your life. So big time for you to be expressive and to really put your thoughts and ideas out there to the forefront. Next card here is the 8th house. So a lot of changes, Capricorn, that you are going through here. And a lot of this has to do with letting go, once again, of those subconscious patterns and blocks. And so a lot that is coming up here with that 12th house being activated with the South Node, with this lunar eclipse, a lot to release there in terms of your subconscious blocks. And for some of you, this is a great time to have a dream journal, as there is a lot of clues that can come up in your dreams, a lot of messages in your dreams that can come up to help you through these experiences. And so, for those of you who know how to interpret your dreams, this is a big time to look at those messages. If you need someone to interpret your dreams, it's a big time to reach out to a dream interpreter, and it is a good time to keep that dream journal next to your bed so that anything that you remember when you wake up, you can write it down. For those of you who don't remember, it is still a good idea to think about what is the first thought that comes to mind when you wake up. So there's a lot going on subconsciously. For those of you, some of you, it is also a good time to meditate and to take some quiet time for deep introspection, because once again, a lot of these subconscious blocks and patterns are going to come up to the surface, and this is time to make those changes and improvements in your daily habits and routines in your life to better yourself. And this is a big part of really pushing to put your thoughts and ideas out there to create the life that is best for you. So a lot of creative energy that is in here, a lot of talent, a lot of potential, a lot that you can do as far as connecting and putting your thoughts out there to create something beneficial for you in your life. So major changes here that need to be made to free up these blocks that are in your way for creating something that is really great in your life. Next two cards here, we have our Mercury retrograde in reverse and the 7th house in reverse. And these two energies very much going together, as again, there's a lot in terms of making new arrangements, making new agreements, making new contracts, finding new partners, finding new connections, really getting those thoughts and ideas out there in a brand new way, as this is going to be a solar eclipse lighting up your 7th house. And so really looking at a different and new way of connecting, of relating, of getting your thoughts and ideas out there, of connecting to new people. And so there is a lot here in terms of what you can create, what you can do, what you can manifest at this time, Capricorn. Next card we have here is Aquarius. And so again, very innovative time, very good time to get your thoughts and ideas out there and to create something out of it, to create something new that is beneficial to you in your work life, in your habits, in your daily routines. Something big here that you can create and express. And something that you can definitely connect to large groups of people, right, with this Aquarius energy. So a lot that is going on here in terms of what you can do, what you can bring in. And remember that your 11th house is in Scorpio. So you are very much needing to connect to people on a deeper level, coming from this space of what are these deep talents and deep abilities that you have to heal, to help, to share to the world. So there's a lot going on here. And remember that that last full moon that we came off of was in Scorpio, where there was a lot of transformation going on up in your 11th house. So this is a big time of really manifesting and creating what you want in that space. Next card here is Saturn return. So this is a time of really slowing down, taking your time, really looking at what are your ideas, what are your creative, innovative ideas that you can really put out there to create something, to build something for the long term, as Saturn return is connected to age, maturity. And so this project, this vision that you are trying to work on, that you're trying to create here, is something that will take time, something that is going to be long lasting. And so it's very important that you are taking the time to really look at all the details and how you can put everything together in the way that you really want it to manifest. Take your time. You have the time to build and create what you want in this space. Last card here from the Black Moon Astrology deck is Leo. So once again, this creative energy is coming through here, as Leo is ruled by the sun, this very creative, expressive energy that's coming through here, where it is time for you to express yourself. It's time for you to put your creative ideas out there. It's time for you to create and build what you want to see in your life. And the big thing about Leo here is this energy of willpower. Leo says, I will. So this is a big time for you to have the confidence and the strength and the self-esteem to really put yourself out there and express what you want and create what you want to see in this brand new reality. So a lot of changes, Capricorn, as far as your work. Many of you shifting to your own businesses, changing jobs. There's a lot going on in terms of what you can create and express and do in this space. Now moving on to the Connolly Tarot deck, the first card we have here is the Page of Cups in reverse. And so there's a big question here of whether you are taking on the opportunity to express yourself, to put your creative talents out there, to be abundant, to bring the joy into your life. And so, are you rejecting your own passions? And notice that this is reversed. So this is turned inward, where this is a time of really looking at your talents, your gifts, what you can do creatively, artistically, spiritually, to help others. Whatever these talents and gifts are that you have, taking a look at this and really giving yourself a chance to express yourself fully, to really use these ideas to create something beneficial in your life. So this is a big time where your hopes and wishes can come true if you are willing to accept this and willing to fully express yourself, to fully let this energy of creativity flow from you. So for many of you, it is a time where this is pulling you way outside of your comfort zone, right? We have this North Node going on in your 6th house, where this is happening in this house of work and hardships and challenges and daily routines and habits and all of these things that you need to take care of in your physical reality that might not be so fun. But really, this is trying to get you to pull these things that you enjoy, that bring you the fun and the passion and the life, into your work and daily routine. And so for many of you, again, I'm seeing that many of you are going to be changing jobs, or you're going to be doing your own businesses, right? There's a lot of change that's happening here in your work life. So very important that you're tapping into this creative energy that is here. Next card we have here is the 7 of Cups in reverse. So there is a choice here that we are trying to avoid, right? And remember that with all of this creative activity and energy that's going on in your 6th house of work and daily routine, what is the choice? What is the option? Because naturally, you, Capricorn, are very versatile in terms of what you can do and accomplish, with Gemini being your 6th house ruler. So with all of this energy and activity that you have to work on various different projects in your life, what is the choice going to be here? Are you going to choose to stay in the past of your old habits and routines and jobs, of what you've been doing that is no longer serving you? Or are you opening yourself up to this new opportunity, this new experience that's happening here with this solar eclipse being in your 6th house? So a lot of choices, a lot of decisions, a lot of contemplation that has to be done here internally in terms of what direction you are going in as far as this job or this project that you are trying to create and express in this space. So, a lot of internal navigation, a lot of looking inwardly and making a choice, making a decision about what you can have in your life. And speaking of what you can have, the next card we have here is the Ten of Cups in reverse, right? So many of you are feeling as though you are not having the time of your life, like you are not fully enjoying yourself and getting this full benefit, this full opportunity that is here for you. Big thing I want to say here for you, Capricorn, is that this opportunity that is coming into your life with this solar eclipse that is happening here on the 20th, the 21st, this is going to be a big experience that is coming in. Because remember that this eclipse season starts with a lunar eclipse on the 5th of June. And so we have all this time here where we're clearing out old subconscious blocks and patterns that are in your way to make room for something brand new. So this is really a big time for you to allow yourself to have the space to believe in the opportunity that is coming into your life. Because with this Ten of Cups in reverse, many of you are not seeing the beautiful miracle that is here, that is coming into your life very soon here, coming up in June. And so it is really beneficial for you to take the time, again, to go in, to contemplate, to look at your ideas, to look at what you want to express, what you want to create, what you want to put out there, and to see and realize that there's a lot of abundance that can come from this experience. So this is a big time of abundance pouring into your life from you expressing these internal creative ideas that you have within yourself. Next card we have here is the Seven of Swords in reverse. So trying to find some peace and harmony through all of this chaos and deciding and looking at all of these details going on within yourself. So a lot of mental activity, a lot of thinking, some of you overthinking about expressing yourself, about the ideas in your mind, about what you want to put out there, if you're going to decide to do this or not. There's a lot of this going back and forth internally in terms of really overthinking and stressing and worrying about putting these ideas out there to the forefront. Remember that your sixth house is also connected to stresses and worries. And we have all of this creative Gemini energy going on in your sixth house, where this is really a big time to really look at, are you overthinking it? Are you in a space of contemplating too much? And this is where really meditation and journaling is a big thing to really get your ideas out to the forefront for what you can create and put out there in your life. So a lot of you, big time, should be journaling, should be meditating, should be talking about your ideas with others, right? This is something big here, as there's a lot that you can create and bring into your life, and really bringing things back into balance and harmony as it should be in your life. So a lot of goodness that is coming out of this, Capricorn. Next card here, again, going along with this energy that we've been talking about here, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So big question here is why you are not accepting this new reality for yourself. There is a new reality that is trying to open up to you. And with this in reverse, this is a rejection of this new reality and experience that is opening up to you. And so the big question here is if you are willing to create this new reality for yourself, if you're willing to take your tools and your talents and your gifts and your ideas and build something out of it as the universe is opening up this opportunity to you in your life. Next card here, Three of Pentacles. We're seeing a lot of pentacles, right? Where this is this energy of this graduation, this joy, this victory, this accomplishment from these learning experiences, Capricorn, where you've learned a lot, you've gone through a lot, right? And we talked a lot about that in May, how for those of you with Capricorn rising especially, you've gone through a lot of experiences this year. With that Saturn and Pluto conjunction at the beginning of the year happening in your first house, you've gone through a lot of growth, a lot of transformation, a lot of heavy experiences. And this is really a big time for you to allow yourself to open up to the experience of accepting that victory, accepting that joy, and the fact that you have learned and grown from your experiences. And so with this Three of Pentacles, it is really a time to let go of the challenges and blocks and allow yourself to understand that you have overcome a lot, you have learned a lot, you have grown a lot, and now it is time to apply what you have learned into your life to create something great. Next card here is the King of Swords in reverse. So again, not paying enough attention to your victories and accomplishments that you have gone through here, Capricorn. You have overcome a lot, especially for those with Capricorn rising. And for some of you with Capricorn sun and moon, you have grown tremendously. You have overcome a lot of challenges here. You have truly mastered yourself. And so it's a big time of really not counting yourself out. It is a time of looking at yourself and your accomplishments and what you know and what you've learned and gained, and using this to succeed, to propel you to a victory. Last card here is the Knight of Pentacles, where once again, this is a physical journey. This is a new journey that you have to go on and create something out of this, build up something new from this, create a new form of stability for yourself. Because remember that we have Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house, where this is a great time for new ideas, for new creativity, new talents, right? This very radical, rebellious, unique, unconventional energy going on in your 5th house of hobbies and interests and love and romance and new experiences and opportunities, where this is a big time to be creative. This is a big time to express yourself. This is a big time to get your ideas out there. This is a big time to learn something new. This is a big time to apply what you have gained to create something that you are truly passionate about, something that you truly love in this space. So big, big time for you to put your creative gifts and talents and ideas out to the forefront to create the reality that you want. That was your horoscope for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I want to thank you all once again so much for joining. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.